smile just shows their personality. It shows how they handle life.
Eyes.
It's gonna sound really cheesy, but their personality, actually.
Aww. His smile. And his walk. Walk is good. Respect. With the way he carries himself.
That's really weird. We'll say it. I don't care. What are the people of the ward? Go!
Their arms. Their arms. Or their
like
hands.
Muscular arms.
Yeah.
The most attractive thing in a woman? Her toes and ankles.
Say it.
Okay, one thing Stephanie really loves.
I love eyes. Bright eyes with long eyelashes, even though boys like shouldn't have long eyelashes because like girls should have those eyelashes because boys don't appreciate them, but they still look like good, you know,
Yeah.
with the long eyelashes, they're so good.
Those deep, thoughtful eyes you can get lost in.
Oh
dear.
For sure.
Like mine.
Their jeans are I love their jeans. His pants aren't baggy, but they're not like too skinny. They just like fit him. Like you know they're for him. Love that. That's so hot.
What do I love that girls do on dates? I'd have to say it is definitely the hair flip.
Really?
Well, one of the most attractive things I find about women is the shoulder blades. I have often had the occasion to stand behind some women who have very nice shoulder blades, and it's a very pleasant experience for me.
I'd say the hairdo.
So mostly it's personality for me, and like if they can laugh at themselves and if they have a good sense of humor.
The most attractive thing that a girl can do is just be comfortable with who she is.
If they're way respectful of not just you, but women in general, that's a huge thing.
I really like when girls tie their shoelaces like bunny ear style, you know? So that loop, swoop, and pull stuff, it's just way, like, don't act like you're way too smart for me. I like the bunny ear.
No, if they're tall, because I'm 5'10", so tall probably the height.
I'm gonna pull Momo card here. Testimony. For me, definitely. Definitely. If they laugh at my jokes, I think that's very attractive.
You know, show gratitude to everything he does. You don't have to offer to pay, just say thank you for everything.
What else? A white t-shirt, leather jacket, pants rolled up a little bit, and a pair of Converse.
Dating dudes. I bet this is gonna be rather access what you do on a date.
You do. You should always pay for the date. Number one for a guy.
You definitely have to be flirty.
Be on time or let her know that you're going to be late.
Yes. I do come to the door, that's a good one.
Ah, yes.
We do have fun. We do laugh.
I find one major do is to make sure that you tip the cashier at McDonald's a few extra dollars because that really gets the ladies' attention.
And I think another one is planning a fun date because we all go to movies and dinner all the time. So it's kind of fun to do something you haven't done before or you just don't get to do all the time.
When the guy calls, he needs to specify that it is a date.
Try to take them somewhere where you would want to go, not somewhere that you think they want to go, because you're trying to show them a part of yourself through the date so that they can learn more about you.
Ooh, group dates are a big do. Double dates, those are fun. Talk nice to their parents. Be respectful, ask the time to be back.
Parents slash roommates.
And if the parents are there, then talk next to the roommates.
Roommates are important.
I think the boy should always pay, even if like, well, like for instance, one time I asked a guy on a date, and so I was like going in like fully ready to pay or whatever. I knew that, you know, I asked him I should pay, and he's like, no, I should pay. And I just thought that was very, very gentlemanly. I mean, what a stud.
Oh, one thing we have been doing to prepare for conference is reading all the biographies of the general authorities.
Did you hear that? Do brush your teeth, man.
Smell amazing.
Shower. It's kind of important.
You know, show gratitude to everything he does. You don't have to offer to pay, just say thank you for everything. Like, even if, like, it isn't a romantic date, make sure you're letting the girl have a good time.
The guy's like, tell her what to wear.
A good do is if the boys like call you to ask you on a date, like they don't like text you.
I also think ask a lot of questions because you want to get to know each other.
There's this one trick I've heard of, and I have yet to like actually see a guy use it. It's when you look at a menu and you pick 2 things on the price range, and that's how I know what to order, like in the price range.
Do open the door. Do be nice, give compliments.
Just have normal conversation. Don't try to have awkward conversations and just
Was that a pointed thing at me? That was so to me because I'm the most awkward person. Fine, go ahead.
Texting and playing with your hair when someone's trying to talk with you, I think.
Don't eat your boogers on the first date.
Don't ever eat your boogers. Ever.
Big don't is immodesty.
No sitting on the bed.
Please plan the dinner. Don't take them to the grocery store and say, pick out what you want.
To bring bad news. Yeah, this can go for both guys and girls, especially for girls. Don't swear on a date.
Don't flaunt your stuff. Like, if you have a lot of money or big and muscly, like, girls like it, but when you're kind of cocky, it's kind of a turn off.
Don't be someone who you're not.
Mikkel does not open her doors. That's true.
No. Don't kiss on a first date. Because it will end shortly. Just saying.
Yeah, don't do that.
Personally, I think movies are a terrible idea.
Don't go on more than 4 dates with someone that you don't like. If you don't like them, just say no. It's okay.
Don't tell the girl that you decided to ask her on a date because you were going through the contacts in your phone.
Ladies, please don't ask why my mom is driving us to and from the date. It's our date, not my mom's date.
Wow.
Don't talk about yourself the whole time.
Do not talk about your ex-girlfriend on the first date.
Don't talk about marriage either because it's
scary.
Yeah, it's a turn off.
Be confident, but don't be narcissistic. Like, it's okay to talk about yourself, but like, it's a real turn off for me if you brag about yourself.
Don't pick up the girl and say, where do you want to go?
I would say don't spend so much money on a date that the girl feels awkward that you're spending all that money on her, because I mean, dates should be simple. They're just meant to be fun. They're not meant to be like a huge extravagant thing. Like, so just don't spend too much money on me. I mean, I'm somebody else's wife.
I almost closed the door on a girl's leg once. Unfortunately, that was embarrassing.
I was on this date, and this kid grabbed my stomach and said, "There's a cheese fry. Don't do that on a date." And then after that, he called me piggy. Don't do that on a date.
The girl I took to prom, we were going and looking at corsages, and she wanted me to go meet her mom. And her mom's a doctor, but she's a gynecologist. And so we walk into her office to go meet her, and we walk in through the front door, and in the front there's just a bunch of couples. And so everybody was giving us weird looks, seeing these 2 high school kids walking like we had an appointment, and we had to go talk to the front desk before we went back. It was really fun. We left at the back.
It was my second date ever, and they take us to the grocery store and they say, pick out what you want for dinner. So we picked out a box of crackers. It was misery because I was so hungry.
Time we were going to a concert, I don't even remember what it was, but we couldn't find the address, and she started crying. Like, honestly, it was like I had no clue what to do. I was just sitting there. She was driving because it was her thing. She got free tickets or something like that, and she was just crying. And I like just stood there. I'm like, it's gonna be okay, and that's about it. That was probably the most embarrassing date I've ever been on.
Let me give you an example of what happens when 2 thoughts go through a guy's mind at the same time. I felt a yawn coming on. At the same time, Mikkel just looked so cute and I wanted to give her a kiss. So I was just like, ah.
It was after a date, and it was my boyfriend at the time. And so we were just hanging out at my house for a while, and he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go. I'm like, cool, I'll walk you to your car. So I walked to his truck, and we were just standing there talking, and then I stretched like this. And I was like, oh, my back cracked, that felt way good. And he's like, oh, do you want me to crack your back? You know? So we had me do the one where you like cross your arms and then they go up behind you. and like lift you up. And so he lifts me up, and he's trying to lift me up. I'm like this far off the ground. He's like, you need to relax, and I'm like, I am. And then I farted, and he laughed for 18 minutes straight.
My first date actually was pretty terrible. I didn't really know the do's and don'ts of dating back then. Nobody informed me, so I didn't know I was supposed to pay for my date.
Oh no!
Yeah, that led to some awkward situations.